Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2, and what we're going to do in this particular video is we are going to research your competition. Now, in doing so, what I recommend that you go ahead and do is open up some sort of notepad, or if you want to write it down, that's fine. But just keep a paper and pencil or some sort of notepad ready so that you can jot down the websites. Now, this is not really complex. What we're looking for is high traffic competitors that might be doing really well, because the more traffic that they are getting, the more these particular tools that we are using will reveal. All right, so let's get started. So the first site that I want you to go ahead and go to is called Quantcast.com. That's Quantcast. Now, I used to use Quantcast to figure out demographics, but I don't really do it anymore, just because some of the sites will have demographic data and some of them will not. Really, what I'm trying to figure out is what are the high traffic websites. So if you go to Quantcast.com, you click Explore, and you type in a keyword. You can type a domain name if you want to, but like I said, we are creating a list of domain names. So go ahead and jot down the keyword that best describes your general niche. Don't be too specific just yet. So in this case, let's say, for example, that I want to create a product or service that primarily appeals to gardeners. So I'm going to type in garden and go ahead and click enter. And Quantcast, as you can see, the free version of this tool is showing the top 3. So as you can see, these are the top 3. This one obviously tells us that US rank is 3,200 and US reach is 600,000. Now, you might want to visit these websites and just make sure that these kind of fit what you're trying to sell, because there have been cases where even though you type in the keyword, the website might be something totally different than what you are trying to sell. Or maybe the demographics for this site is totally different than the demographics of this site. So what I recommend that you do is just go ahead and click on one of these. We can go ahead and view the site and just make sure that that is the type of site that we want to create. So as we can see, this is more of a how-to educational site, which is great. It's a great site with a lot of content posts. So essentially what they're doing is they're branding. So maybe you want to build something like this and you want to attract people in. You want to attract a perfect buyer in, gain their trust so that you can ultimately sell other things. So this is what the site looks like. We can see that it's about gardening, house plants, problems plants might face, lawn care, composting, and other gardening help. So we can see that for the majority of the case, that is our audience. So if that's the case, we want to definitely copy this. I'm going to open up Notepad and put that URL in here. Now that we have this URL, in order to find other URLs, what we need to do is I'm going to close down Quantcast in this site here. There are 2 other sites that I would recommend. Similarsites.com, which basically, if you enter a URL of a website, it'll tell you all of the other websites that are similar to that website. So if I go ahead and press enter here, we can see that gardeningknowhow.com. We scroll down, we see these ads here, and these are not related at all. So just ignore these for now. And then you see Garden Web. So I'm going to open that in a new link. Garden guides, we have yard care, we have helpful gardener, and garden.org. So I'm going to open the top 5 open and just take a look. So we have gardenweb.com, and if I go to the site, let's go to the site and check it out. Sometimes you have to highlight it and just go to the site directly. We can get an idea of a hyper-responsive buyer too if you look through here, and sometimes if they have forums, that'll give you a good chance to see what kind of questions people are asking, kind of their frustrations, their likes, their dislikes, and just to get a feel for what that person looks like. And also, when you look at the websites, is there similarities within the websites? We can see there's a navigation bar, it talks about gardening, kind of like the other site. And then, of course, we have gardenguides.com, which sounds familiar to the other's garden know-how website. And if we take a look here, we have gardening design, spaces, diseases, and it's very interesting how it's broken up. It looks very, very similar. So gardenguides.com actually is very, very similar to gardeningknowhow.com. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of these. We have yardcare.com, helpfulgardener.com, which I think probably would be a lot more targeted. So let's just go to the site here. And what I'm doing here, as you can see, is just looking and seeing if I can find similar patterns throughout all these websites. So we can see garden design. I saw a lot of gardening design, in fact, in the other websites. We can see organic gardening, forums, and more. So I'm beginning to kind of see that this is very similar to the other sites, except for the design of it is not as good as the other ones. So now that I have 3 websites, I'm pretty much good to go now. Now, I want to offer you a different website as well, a similarweb.com. This is a paid tool, but you can still enter these websites in here and find more data about these websites. So if I click that, enter gardeningknowhow.com, you can actually see the rank within worldwide, within US, and the global rank. So this kind of gives us a better picture of the website itself. We can see that it's getting a massive amount of traffic, mainly from the US, Australia, UK, Canada, and India. We can see that the most traffic was from search volume. So this is kind of painting a picture, as we call it. We can see referrals, basically what sites are they coming from. We can see search, we can see social. We can see a lot of these people seem to be on Facebook and Pinterest, which kind of fits it because Pinterest is where a lot of visual people go to, people that are kind of gardeners go to. We see audience interest, so this is kind of reveals to us potential buying habits. But right now we're not really interested in doing too much research. We just want to get an idea of what that basic picture looks like. So you can enter the other ones in here, but that's fine. All we need to do is create that list, as you can see here. And as you can see, we have a list of 3 websites, and that's all we need right now. So in the next video, we're going to take it a step further, but for now, that's all you need. So go ahead and do that right now, and I'll see you in video number 3.